Hey guys, Mobile Mike here from thegadgetgurus.net, and today we're going to be taking a look at the HTC Flyer. What we're going to do is take a look at the Sense UI interface that HTC has loaded on here. So it's running Android 2.3 Gingerbread, but then HTC has also implemented Sense like they do on a lot of their phone devices onto the Flyer. But some of the stuff is kind of oriented more for tablets, and I'll show you what I mean. So of course we have the standard lock screen. It does rotate. Rotation works really nice. It's very quick. And then you have your your lock screen. You drag your ring up here to unlock the device, or you can grab the particular application, drag it into the ring, and it's going to automatically launch whatever app that you have there. Another nice thing is when you unlock it, just standard, it does this kind of fly-in animation. And then you've got your standard HTC widgets. Home screen also changes based on orientation. So it really just depends, I guess. The nice thing about the Flyer is it works really well on either landscape or portrait. But let me show you some of the Sense UI stuff. So of course, just like your phones, you have your Sense UI widgets. You tap on stuff and it's going to give you the weather. It's real nice and large. But nothing you haven't seen crazy style on a phone. This is uses the big screen though. So like normally this would be all covered and you would just see this, and so with a larger display you can see more information. So that's one really nice touch, and that's with just the weather application. Another one is the clock. So you've got your standard clock here, but on your clock you got a little bit of the weather. Then down here you have some of your calendar entries right here down at the bottom. Then of course you've got your standard, this is about the same as you would see on the phone devices, but so some of the apps utilize the larger screen. One really nice thing is that kind of pertains to the clock is this dock mode. This is really nice. So Best Buy just announced today actually that they're going to have a dock for this. I don't know the pricing off the top of my head, but you can actually dock this bad boy, and it has the weather, has a couple of your apps down here. It's got your clock at the top with your temperature, and then you've got some social network updates, and that looks really good on this big screen. It's very, very nice to have. You just want to kind of lean over and take a look at what you have if it's sitting on your desk or on your nightstand. So that's really nice, and that uses the big screen. But another nice thing is your notifications. Of course, you have your most recently used apps right there at the top. And then down at the bottom now you have your notifications, and you also have your quick settings. And one thing I really like is the brightness, because I seem to be always messing with my brightness. If it's at night, I kind of like to turn it down a little bit so it's not as bright, especially if you're reading books, that sort of thing. But then you also have auto rotation, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and then the rest of your settings. And one cool thing is if you're using it in landscape mode, you get all this stuff to the right. Then you have your notifications right here, and then you have your recently used apps all right there, and that's all within the notification bar. So it works really, really well when you're holding it landscape. Some of the other things that utilize the large display are going to be the browser. So here, you typically have your standard browser, and let's go ahead and we're going to head over to the gadgetgurus.net, and the landscape keyboard, that I just had. This is a little awkward to type on. I've even got pretty big hands, and this is a little difficult to reach across and type. You can definitely tell that it would be better to type like this, but even then it's really cramped. But with the auto rotation, it switches really nice, so it's really easy just to boom. And of course I can't spell, but typing like that is much easier, and then rotating. So you're doing a lot of this motion, and it doesn't really bother me. So we've got the Gadget Gurus pulled up here. And then over here, this is your Windows button, or tabs. It's very, very similar to tabs. So you push this, and then you still have your browser down here, but then you can see all your available windows. You can open up a new bookmark, new home screen. Tap that right here. It's going to open up a second page, and we'll go to the GadgetGurusNetwork.com, which you guys should definitely check out. We've got some great podcasts over here. So then if you want to bounce in between your two pages, you just tap that little button up here. Boom. You got your two different pages over here, and you can bounce in between them really easily. Renders really fast. I mean, the web browsing on this thing is excellent. In fact, I prefer the web browsing on this to the iPad, hands down. The tabs, I could have this thing full of tabs. It never slows down. The 1.2 gigahertz processor in this thing really flies, and it's pretty impressive considering it's only a single core. Whereas on my iPad, if I open up 3 or 4 tabs, it's going to crash. I mean, it's just a matter of time before the browser crashes. So this just flies through everything that it does. Really, really nice. So that utilizes the big screen. You can close your windows like that. So that's one feature that utilizes the large display. Some of the other ones is going to be like your larger widgets. Like this is the music app here. So I haven't downloaded a whole lot of music, but this is, it'll show you recently played down here at the bottom, and then you have your widget that plays the music right there at the top. So it's like I said, it uses the big screen. So Sense UI is not something that we haven't seen before, but we haven't seen it on something of this scale where it's this large. You can also use this as your DLNA, so you can send this over to like your Xbox or some other DLNA devices. So that's pretty cool. Then we also have HTC Watch, which is something new that comes in Sense. This is actually running. This is actually running Sense 2 point something or other. It's not Sense 3, which is like what the Sensation has. Yeah. So this is Sense 2.1 but for tablet. So it comes with things like the nice new weather, the notifications, lock screen, that sort of stuff. So it has a lot of Sense 3.0 features. But this is HTC Watch. This is the widget for it. So let me actually show you the Watch application, because this is new. This is something new that just recently came out with Sense UI. So this is the Watch store. It's got all of your different movies and TV shows. It has browse by, just added top 10. You can also go through the categories as well. The selection is decent. It's not it's not the biggest selection in the world, but the stuff they do have is quality. Like who doesn't like the movie 300, The Godfather, V, Lethal Weapon. So they definitely have some good stuff. Let's check a list of the top 10 here. The Fighter, haven't seen that. Born to Raise Hell. Steven Seagal. Who doesn't like Steven Seagal? So some of the movies are pretty good. I downloaded Batman Begins, and you click it, and got to enter my password. So I'm going to. Y'all can't be jacking my HTC Watch password, because I know guys like Dave Valley over at the Simulcast will try and pirate my stuff. And boom, there we go. We got Batman. And sorry for all the fingerprints. I didn't clean this. The glare. Yeah, you get the point though. All right, so that's HTC Watch. You can rent movies. It'll tell you like I rented or I own this, so but you could rent it for $2.99. So there's some nice stuff in there for that. Let's see here. What else do I want to show you guys? I think that's really gonna cover it for the Sense UI stuff. The new app drawer. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. It's paginated where when you slide it, it doesn't fling. It just kind of notches. So that's pretty cool. But I think that's going to do it for the HTC Flyer. This has been Mobile Mike from thegadgetgurus.net. And check out the full review on the website coming up here pretty soon.